Hi. Hey. You're Lily, right? You can call me Judith, but I'm sure you already know about me, right? I happen to be your husband's previous wife. Are you surprised to be hearing from me of all people? I'm sure you are right now. Hello? Well, whatever. I'm sure that this is your number and that you are getting all these texts right now. Well, listen here. I happen to have a request for you now that you're married to my ex-husband. I just left my kid at the front door of the apartment you both are living in now. I'd like for you to look over them while I'm gone, all right? I'm going to be late for my plane. I need to get going to the airport right now. What? Who even are you? Oh my, so you're going to respond to me like that now? I told you just who I am a few minutes ago. I happen to be your husband's ex-wife. Huh? My husband's, and you're his ex-wife? What are you talking about right now? Ooh, perhaps he's really never even told you about me before? Well, that child I just dropped off by your front door, it's your husband's. That's the child that he and I had with one another. And when he and I got divorced, I took custody of the child and have been raising them all this time. However, I just happened to get myself a new boyfriend, and right now I'm on the way to Hawaii with that boyfriend of mine. So for the next month while I'm out of the state, I want you guys to take care of his kid. Hold on for just a moment. I don't even have a husband right now. What? And actually, what is this about you leaving a child at the front door of my apartment? I don't even have an apartment as I'm living with my parents and this place is a house. It's not even a place that you could even mistake for an apartment or a rental house at that. I believe that you must have the wrong number or something because none of your story is matching up with my life. Can you check the number you're texting one more time for me? But you're Lily, right? So that means you're the same woman that my ex-husband is married to. And that child I've left with you is my ex-husband's child, your current husband's. So since you're his wife now, you get to watch over the kid for 1 month or so until I'm back home. Understand? But here's the thing, I don't have anyone I call my husband right now. Oh, is that right? From what I've heard, you're not even able to make a baby, right? Huh? I'm sure that you're super jealous of the fact that I've had a baby with your husband, but there's no helping that, now is there? Well, I'll let you have a month to experience just what it's like to have to care for and raise a kid of your own. Have fun now. Wait, I haven't even seen any child around this house whatsoever. Shut the hell up and just take care of my kid. You have 1 month to love that child for me until I'm back home. Now I'm going to be blocking you and your husband's phone numbers. Hold on for just 1 second, please. See you later. I literally have zero clue what you've been talking about this whole time. What the hell is going on here? Angela, I think that I've just been wrapped into something really strange and have no idea what to do about it. What's going on with you then? Well, I got this really odd text from someone I've never heard of before. And it has something to do with this person dropping off their kid at my parents' house? Well, actually, she said it was at my apartment door where she dropped her kid off, but I don't have an apartment right now, right? But she didn't believe me and said that I'm going to have to care for her kid now, but I don't even know where this kid is or what apartment they're at. Can you please give me some advice on what's going on here? Do you know who this strange woman might even be? Hold on a sec. My parents just called for me. Huh? All right then. Thank you for waiting, Lily. I'm sorry that I had to get up and leave right when we started to talk. Actually, something really crazy just happened here, and it's not good. What's happening with you all now? At the apartment that my older brother and his wife were living at, his ex-wife dropped off their 5-year-old daughter that he had with her and left. Huh? They just left that kid there? For the time being, he's going to bring his daughter back to his parents' house, and there they'll figure out what to do with her. But he's not even able to get a hold of his ex at all, and having to take on a kid who he was never given custody of is a real problem for him and his wife. So this is about Brennan's kid then, right? I never knew that he got remarried. And that's right. He did a little while back, I think. And in your case, you used to be his girlfriend, so I wasn't really sure when the best timing was to tell you about him and his new wife. I'm sorry that I'm only getting around to telling you now after the fact that I told you about his problem. You don't have to be sorry about it. I've always known that Brennan has a lot of women in his life, and that he wanted to see other people. So we both broke up, agreeing it would be for the best for both of us in the long run. So you really don't need to worry about me when you talk about him, because I have no hard feelings. All right, thank you. But right now, we really don't have to talk about him and his current wife. What we need to talk about is his daughter and the fact that I think I'm wrapped into that situation for some reason. Wait, what? Well, look, I happened to get an odd text from this woman named Judith just a little bit ago. Judith, huh? That's the woman that used to be married to Brennan. I knew it had something to do with you guys. Well, right now, that Judith woman has me confused with whoever your brother is married to and thinks that I have to care for his daughter. She told me she left her child in front of my apartment door and that she'd be gone for 1 month with her boyfriend in Hawaii. And she told me that I'm the one that'll have to watch after her kid now. Are you kidding me? I have no idea why she ended up thinking my number happened to be Brennan's wife's number. I'm going to bring my brother over here now. All right. He's here. He's telling me that every 3 months he's been going out to see his daughter, but his ex-wife Judith comes along with them. And at one point she asked for him to remarry her, but Brennan was going out with you at the time and told her no. Actually, during that time I had a little peek at his phone while he was talking with someone. That was probably him talking to Judith about it. He doesn't seem to really hide a lot of his personal issues from others, and perhaps that's why you were able to notice something on his phone like that. So this all has to do with him and his ex's daughter, then? Right now, Brennan is saying sorry for having this all affect you in some way. Tell him that it's all right. By the way, do you think it's a good idea for me to screenshot everything Judith and I talked about and send those to you? I think that she was really trying to talk with Brennan's wife about this, so she should be made aware, right? I'm sorry, but could you please do that for us? Right now, none of us even talk with her anymore because we all cut ties to her, so you're our only way of seeing what's going on here. I see. I'll send you the screenshots right away. Thank you, Lily. That'll help us a lot. Lily, thank you for those screenshots. Right now, both my brother and his wife are very thankful for these. I just wanted to let you know that. I'm glad to hear that they're thankful for them. And so, we all plan on handling this issue on our side here, but it seems that now Judith has gone and blocked Brennan's number. And since he can't talk with her now, there's no way for him to tell Judith that you're not his wife and have no connection to any of this. That's very true. Then the next time I hear something from Judith, I'll send you a text and let you know what's going on with her. How's that sound? Perfect. I'd really like you to do that for us. All right then, leave that up to me then. I'm so very sorry that we have to keep relying on you for something you have no part in. Right now, my brother is trying to think of ways to get you out of all this, so just give him a little longer, and I'm sure he'll think of something. But for the time being, you'll just have to hang tight. No worries, Angela. I really hope that this all can be resolved very soon. Lily, this would be Judith, and I just happened to get back into town. Thank you so much for taking great care of my daughter for me. I told you already, I have never been married to anyone and have no recollection of anyone ever being my husband before. Yeah, whatever. And about all that, since you already have her in your care, I'd like to leave my daughter with you forever now. While I was in Hawaii with my boyfriend, he went ahead and proposed to me. And when it comes to my now fiancé, he is a man of great wealth and would have what many call a proper physique. And since he's so good, I don't really want my daughter getting in the way of us anymore. So you can go ahead and keep her for me. She's not my problem anymore. You already happen to have problems making babies, so think of this as a heartwarming present from me. So please, take her away from me and keep her as your own now. So what you're saying is that you're giving the rights to your daughter to Brennan? And since your daughter is already in the care of both him and his wife, you won't have any complaints about that, right? That's a good point. Well, I'd much rather he have full custody of her now, as that leaves no way of me being responsible for her. Go ahead and tell him that's totally fine with me. Sounds good. Then in the next few days, I'm going to assume you'll most likely get a call from his lawyer that he'll be working with, and I'd like you to answer to them. Will do. And one last time, I'd like to tell you this. I am not Brennan's wife and have never been. You're still going to go on about that? I happen to be Brennan's ex-girlfriend, and the two of us broke up over a year and a half ago. What? And then after breaking up with me, he happened to marry another woman. So as of right now, that's what I know about his situation. I just wanted to let you know that your daughter has been fed and housed by them for the last month, and that they will be taking her in for good now. You really cannot give that crap up, can you? Always gotta try and make me believe something as ridiculous as that now. I've already said that you're keeping my daughter now, so you can shut up about all that. Bye now. Lily? I am not letting you guys have my daughter anymore. Give her back to me right now. I've already heard from those two that all the paperwork has been completed and that she's now their daughter. That guy that proposed to me before happens to be no good, and he told me things are off now because he found out I had a kid. And so he's gone and left me for dead now. What? You kept the fact that you have a daughter a secret from that man? Well, I had no other choice, all right? It's way too difficult for younger men to want to be with women like me who have a kid already with someone else, right? Well, I'm not really going to comment on that one, but come on, Judith. You can't just hide the fact that you have a child from your boyfriend like that, thinking he'd be okay marrying later when he finds out. I don't need that crap from you right now. I just want my baby back, so hurry up and hand her over to me. If you don't, I am no longer going to get any kind of money from Brennan as child support for her. I see. So that's why you ended up giving full custody of your guys' daughter back when you both divorced. It was all about that money from him. And it wasn't even like there was something wrong with Brennan anyway that made the court choose to give you full custody. I heard that you happened to have been cheating on him at the time, and when he asked for a divorce, you made up this whole story so that you could get your daughter from him. And it wasn't even about her. Who the hell cares about the past? Right now, all we need to be focused on is the fact that I don't want you guys to have her anymore. I'm her real mother, and I don't approve of this anymore, so give her back now. You're wasting your time telling me that. Me telling you all this will make things go a lot quicker for me since you're his wife. My God, I have told you this too many times now. I do not have a husband. No husband. The woman that's married to Brennan right now is a completely different person from me. And I told you, you can give all of that crap up now. Give me my dang kid back. You're not mentally stable, are you? I'm blocking you now. Wait! Why are you blocking me? Because Judith never seemed to get a grasp of the situation I had been explaining to her, the lawyer that Brennan had been working with talked to her for the rest of us and gave her the same explanation. And when she had finally learned that she'd been talking to the wrong woman this whole time, her face turned bright red. And right as the lawyer told her that, she picked up her smartphone and completely wiped all the conversation we had and my contact off of it. After that, she was not able to get any more money from Brennan for her daughter, and instead, she had to start paying him. And because of this, she ran to his apartment and started to bang on his door while screaming for him to let her have her daughter back. And right as she was about to kick the door in, the new renter of that apartment opened it and looked her square in the eyes. Apparently, Brennan and his wife moved back into his parents' house, now that they both have a kid to take care of. With Judith no longer having her rich boyfriend with her and with her not receiving child support anymore, she had to start working a job. But she was fired from that job not even a week after getting it for some reason. And that left her with a life where every day she has to be worried about where her next meal will be coming from.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Good morning, Miria. Work has already started, but you're going to be late again today? This is your 5th day in a row being late. Oh, sorry. You see, my boyfriend I'm currently living with wouldn't wake me up on time. To tell you the truth, we were too busy making love all night, so we couldn't go to sleep until it was already morning. Sorry, I guess the both of us just overslept again. That's not an excuse to be late. Hurry up and come to work, will you? Oh, come on, Pietra. No need to be so stiff. Just because you're 39 and still single and are doomed to a life of loneliness doesn't mean you can take that anger out on me, who's about to get married at the age of 20, I think. You know, you should really go and find a boyfriend of your own, because maybe then you wouldn't be so uptight about everything anymore. Like I said, none of what you're saying right now changes the fact that you're late. Come to work immediately. Aw, can you forgive me just this once? You see, our wedding is going to take place next week, so our love for each other is also at a peak right now. I promise that from next week, I'll come to work on time every day. So, in exchange, could you just let me be with my boyfriend a little bit longer? Please, Pietra, are you really going to make me just leave him like this? That's not an excuse to be late. Hurry up and come to work. Huh? What's your problem? And to think I was sharing some of my happiness with you. This is why you're 39 and still single. Guys are turned off by women like you who are too uptight, you know. Do you want me to say the same thing for the 4th time? Should I copy and paste it over and over until you finally understand what it means? Fine, I get it. Oh, and by the way, when addressing your colleagues at work, you need to be more polite and have manners, no matter the age of the person you're talking to. Please don't bring your private matters into work. I don't want to have to tell you this several times as well. I understand. I'll get prepared and leave the house right now if that's what you want. Thank you. We've got a department meeting today, so it would be best if you get here as soon as possible because it's about to start in 30 minutes. I don't think today is a holiday, right, Pietra? But it's already time for your lunch break, and I still haven't seen you. Could it be that you're late? This is why single old women are the worst. You always nagged me for being late to work, but now you're late yourself? Seriously, Pietra, this is just embarrassing. This is why they call you a hypocrite, you know. Hello, Miria. But I got to work on time this morning as usual, and I've been at my desk all morning. What are you talking about? Huh? But I haven't seen you at your desk all day. Our department mainly deals with internal affairs, so the excuse of, I have business outside won't work, you know. Oh, so you didn't get the notification regarding the staff relocation? Staff relocation? What are you talking about? You see, I've been moved to the marketing department, and I'm going to be working here starting from today. Huh? I already moved all the stuff that was around my old desk to my new desk. Didn't you notice? Seriously? You're right. Everything except the computer is gone. Yes, I was told that a new employee that's going to be joining us next week is going to be using that computer, which is why it was left there. So it's also true that you were relocated to the marketing department? But that department is popular amongst the women here since there are so many handsome men. I wanted to go there too. But didn't you say that you had a fiancé? Never mind. This staff relocation was announced to everyone in the company 2 months ago. You're only hearing about this now? What? Really? Where did they announce this information? Multiple places, really. They sent it to all of our work emails, and it was even announced in our group chat. I'm surprised you haven't heard it from one of your colleagues, since it's been a common topic of discussion around the office these past 2 months. Anyway, is that all you had to say to me? Oh yeah, my wedding is going to be this Sunday, but... Oh, is that so? Congratulations on your wedding. I didn't invite you to the wedding ceremony, but I thought that I would invite you to the reception after that. Thank you for the invitation, but I have a wedding on that day as well, so I can't go. I'm sorry. Is that so? And to think I was trying to be nice to you for a change. This is why single old women like you are the worst. Do you even know how to loosen up and smile for a change, or is that frown just a permanent part of your face now? Well then, I'm currently in the middle of eating lunch right now, so goodbye. What? Are you kidding me right now? Why are you at my wedding ceremony, Pietra? You know that you weren't invited, right? I remember specifically telling you that a few days ago. Yet you seriously came to my wedding? Oh, that reminds me. You said something about how you couldn't come since you had a wedding of your own, right? You seriously didn't go to that wedding and came to mine instead? Why? Let me guess, you're here to get acquainted with some of my husband's friends, since most of them are doctors, lawyers, pilots, or other such high-income professions. I didn't think much of it when you told me you wouldn't come, since I just assumed that you were invited to a friend or relative's wedding, but to think that you were actually planning on finding a man at my wedding? This is unbelievable. The fact that you lied to me about it is especially disgusting. I didn't invite you here, so I'm not going to let you inside the wedding venue no matter what, all right? This is why single old women are the worst. They act all arrogant and superior, but at the end of the day have no sense of shame and are willing to do anything to find a man that will accept them. Will you please just hurry up and go home? You're not wanted here. Huh? You're seriously still here, Pietra? And to think that I was relieved and thought that you did as I told you and went home when you didn't barge into the chapel, as I was kind of expecting you to. Hold on, why are you wearing a wedding dress? But even wearing just a white dress is considered rude at a wedding, and you come here in a wedding dress? Seriously? Just how much of an idiot are you, Pietra? Don't tell me, but are you here for my groom? You seriously couldn't be satisfied with one of his rich friends or something? Seriously, I knew you were an uptight old hag, but to think that you were also one of those women who can only be satisfied by stealing other women's men? You disgust me, Pietra. That's not something a single old woman about to turn 40 is supposed to. Usually only pretty young women like me do stuff like that. Well, I understand why you would want to steal him after all. He's rich and handsome, but this is just going too far. It looks like I need to do something about this before the reception starts. I'm not going to let you ruin my wedding, no matter what, Pietra. Yes, I successfully chased away the single old hag that was after my groom. With that out of the way, we can have our wedding reception without having to worry about you barging in anymore. Wow, it looks like bringing the sewing kit was a good idea, I guess. These scissors especially came in handy. Miria, just what are you trying to do? Oh, it looks like you finally replied to my text. Could you please explain to me why you suddenly ran at me with those scissors of yours and cut apart my wedding dress? To be honest, I thought that you were going to stab me or something. Huh? Why in the world would I stab you? Are you accusing me of being a psychopath or something? And stop acting like you don't know anything. You know exactly what you did, and I don't have to tell you again. This is why single old women like you are the worst. They always start acting like the victim when they're caught doing something wrong. I mean, what were you even thinking coming to my wedding wearing a white dress? You're the one who owes me an explanation. Besides, I didn't even invite you, yet you still came. At first, I thought that you came to find a man of your own amongst my boyfriend's rich friends, but that's when I noticed that you came wearing a wedding dress. That's when I remembered how you told me you had a wedding of your own, which is when I realized what you were trying to tell me. You were planning on barging in on my wedding and stealing my groom from the start, weren't you? The wedding you had to go to was mine from the start, wasn't it? Jesus, Pietra, you're scaring me with just how much of a psychopath you are. Basically none of what you just said right now is true, Miria. It's no use lying to me, Pietra. I see right through you and your lies. Now that I cut that wedding dress of yours apart, it looks like you won't be able to find a man for yourself at my wedding like you intended anymore. Hurry up and go home. What? I thought you said that I was after your groom or something. Never mind. It's no use trying to find logic in anything you say. Anyways, looks like I will have to go home now. Too bad you couldn't get out of the life of a single woman. I guess you'll just have to wait a bit longer for that, but since you're already 30, and not only that, but have a terrible personality as well, I think it's going to be difficult for you to ever find a man. Sorry, Pietra. I kind of feel bad for you. I guess you're just going to have to live the rest of your life alone. That must be really sad, right? But enough of that already. Because today I gracefully overcame the obstacle that was the single old woman that came to ruin my wedding, and am now going to find happiness with my husband. I had no idea that we were having our weddings at the same venue. What are you talking about? It's not that I was invited to someone else's wedding, but I came to this wedding venue to have my own wedding. Oh, and I feel stupid for even having to mention this, but I definitely did not come to your wedding to steal your groom or something. I was wearing a wedding dress because I was the bride, as it's custom for the bride to do, you know. Huh? But isn't it a thing where a crazy jealous woman suddenly shows up at your wedding wearing a wedding dress because she intends on stealing your husband? Doesn't that happen in real life as well? Pietra, what are you going to do about this? I can't get married anymore because of you. Good morning, Miria. I heard that your fiancé canceled the marriage. Yes, and it's all your fault. He told me that he didn't want to marry a crazy woman that cuts up other women's wedding dresses or something. I tried explaining to him that I only did it because I thought that you were there to steal him from me, but he said that that just made me sound even more crazy. But to think that I was about to marry a rich man, that's gone now, and it's all because of you. Seriously, what are you going to do about this? This is your fault, you know. How is this my fault? This is all you're doing, Miria, so please don't blame me for your misfortunes. It's your fault for wearing a wedding dress. If I had known that we were having our weddings on the same day and at the same venue, this never would have happened. First of all, it seems like you're forgetting the fact that you suddenly ran up to me with scissors in your hands and cut apart my wedding dress. I mean, you could have at least talked to me and asked me why, and second of all, it's not like I planned this, since I didn't know that you were going to have your wedding at the same wedding venue as mine. What did you just say to me? Are you trying to say that I'm not a normal person or something? Of course I didn't hesitate in ripping apart your wedding dress. I thought that you were there to steal my groom. You see, my wedding was a small-scale one, so I only invited friends and family. I didn't invite anyone from the company. I heard that you too only invited a few of your colleagues you were close with from work. Besides, did you forget that I made an announcement to the company that I was getting married on the same day you were going to have your wedding? What? You told the company that you were getting married? I did. What? This is probably the reason that we didn't notice that we were going to have our weddings at the same venue. I don't care about any of that anymore. All that matters now is that my wedding was canceled. My rich fiancé, he's gone now. Yes, but complaining about that to me isn't going to change anything. You rented a new wedding dress and went through with your wedding, right? That's so unfair. Why do you get married and I don't? Miria. What? You see, when you suddenly approached me with those scissors and cut apart my wedding dress with them, I was honestly very scared. Huh? Thankfully, I wasn't hurt, and since you were probably going to have to pay for a lot of different stuff, like an alimony from your ex-fiancé and cancellation fees for your wedding, not only that, but I heard that the wedding venue was going to make you pay for the wedding dress that you cut apart. That's why I thought I would just forget about it and not make a big deal, but... What are you on about? Not only do you show zero remorse towards your actions, but you act as if I'm the one who harmed you and not the other way around and are getting mad at me for it, I think. I don't like where this is going. I realize now that if I don't settle things with you, it's not going to benefit either of us, so I decided that I'm going to make you pay me an alimony. Seriously? Pietra, please, I'm begging you. I regret what I did to you, so now you can cancel that alimony you're making me pay you. Not only am I being asked to pay a total of 50,000 euros to my husband in the wedding venue, but even the company is suggesting that I voluntarily resign. Even if they let me stay, everyone at the company gives me these strange looks and suddenly started being cold to me. So I think I have no choice but to quit. And on top of that, my parents are saying that there's no way that they're going to help me. And that, on the other hand, they were actually going to cut ties with me, which means that I don't have anyone to rely on anymore. But you're still going to make me pay you an alimony? Even though I'm currently living in hell on earth? There's no way I'm going to be able to bounce back from this. Pietra, please. Don't you realize how much anguish you're causing me right now? I'm asking you as a colleague to help me right now, you know? I'm begging you from the bottom of my heart, and you still won't help me? Just who do you think you even are? This is why single old women are the worst. Oh, I guess you're married now, but... When I went to work the next day, Miria was nowhere to be seen. I asked our manager about it, and apparently she had already turned in her letter of resignation. I heard about what happened to her after that from her parents, who came to me to apologize for what their daughter had done. After submitting her letter of resignation, it seems that Miria planned on locking herself in her own room in her parents' house, even though her parents had already cut ties with her. But her parents already knew Miria and how she was an expert at running away from difficult situations with all her strength all too well. They kept watch over the house's entrance, and sure enough, Miria was attempting to sneak into her room. They captured her immediately, and apparently they sent her to live with a relative of hers that she hated so much that it was possible that for her seeing them was a trauma in and of itself. It seems that these relatives of hers paid for all the stuff Miria had to pay for. She was for some reason welcomed at this house, which is when the two sons of the family... I decided that listening to Miria's parents' story any longer than that would give me trauma myself, so I ended the conversation with them there.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Hey, Agata. Why isn't there any beer in the refrigerator? I was wondering where it was, but to think that you left it on the table?
I was wondering what you were bothering me about during my lunch break. Is beer seriously your #1 priority?
I said to put it in the refrigerator before you left for work this morning, right? Why haven't you done it yet?
Nino, didn't I tell you to do it yourself? I told you I would be busy this morning, so I said I wouldn't be able to take care of all of your demands.
You're the one who's been demanding. Are you telling me to put the beer in the refrigerator myself? This is how you talk to the person who supports his family?
You support the family? And what exactly made you think that?
Of course I support this family. As the husband, I'm the one who keeps his family together.
I don't know why you think that, but do you seriously intend on getting drunk when it's only 12 p.m.? What about your work? Just because you work from home doesn't mean you can mix private time and work time. It's inefficient, you know. It's already been 1 year since you quit your job at the office and started working from home, so could you please just get it together already? Because by the looks of it, you only get 2 hours of work done every day.
It's none of your business how many hours I work a day. You're not the husband, I am. Besides, I work better after I drink some beer.
You always say that, but you're always just asleep when I get home in the evening.
Shut up, that's just a coincidence. It has nothing to do with beer.
I see. A coincidence, huh?
And what about you, huh? You can't even put the beer in the refrigerator? What kind of useless wife are you? It's because you can't even do things like this that I have to take charge around here. Don't you dare put any more stress on me than you already have when I have so much to do. To think that tomorrow we're going to be having a gathering with relatives at my parents' house as well. You really are a failure of a wife.
I'm a failure of a wife? Then why does your mother always greet me like some sort of queen whenever we meet? Are you sure I'm the only one who's a problem here?
That's just because I told my mom to treat you nicely. I can't have her being mean to my wife after all. But now I see that I shouldn't have told her to be nice to you. Because apparently, you're not only useless, but you're arrogant as well. Fine, I've decided.
What did you decide exactly?
There's something I want to tell you tomorrow at the gathering with relatives. You better be ready for it.
Huh? What in the world are you talking about? Nino? What was that back there?
Huh? What are you talking about?
Did you tell your relatives anything strange while me and your mother were in the kitchen? I saw you whispering to them, and they've been looking at me strangely ever since.
Oh, that's what you're talking about? Yep, I told them that my wife is arrogant even though I'm the one who supports the two of us.
You were saying that to them? Don't you know how much I do for your family?
And what exactly do you do for my family? You can't even put beer in the refrigerator when I tell you to. I only told them the truth, Agata. I wanted them to give me some advice on the matter, you see.
Advice? What kind of advice?
Advice on whether I'm going to divorce you or not. And I've made my decision. I'm done with you, Agata. Get out of my sight.
What? Are you being serious about this and not just saying that because you're drunk? Are you sure you've thought this through and decided that you're going to be alright without me?
I'm not drunk, you are. And of course I thought it through. Why wouldn't I be alright without you anyways? My brother and sister agreed to my decision. They said an arrogant wife that can't even respect the pillar of the family isn't worth my time, and that I should divorce you immediately.
I see. I didn't expect even your brother and sister to agree with you on this, but alright. Oh, and it looks like you went out to go drinking with this brother and sister of yours, but I want you to come home immediately.
No, you can't tell me what to do anymore, Agata.
I'm going to explain the situation you're in to you carefully one last time. Then I'm going to decide whether to divorce you or not. Come home immediately.
Hey, Agata, you're being arrogant again. I already told you that I was going to divorce you, didn't I? It's no use trying to argue. I've made up my mind.
Huh? What do you mean I'm being arrogant?
Just because you pay for the rent, which is 70 euros a month, doesn't give you the permission to talk to me like this.
Huh? The rent is how many euros a month, you said?
I said you only pay 70 euros a month, right? You're the owner of our apartment, which costs 1,500 euros per month, but of that, my mom pays 1,430 euros per month, right? Which means that all you have to pay is a meager 70 euros.
What in the world are you talking about?
Do you think I don't know or something? You see, my grandfather was rich, and he left us a huge inheritance. My mother was the one who received most of it, and she pays for most of the rent because you don't actually make that much money, do you?
Where in the world did you get that idea?
You were talking to my mom in secret, right? I heard you say to her, I can only pay 70 euros per month for now, so take care of the rest, okay? Even I can pay 70 euros per month. Which is why I don't need you anymore. I'm better off without an arrogant, ungrateful bitch like you anyways.
Fine, so that's how you thought of me. Thanks for saying that, because now I won't feel so bad about divorcing you. But don't you feel a bit guilty for making your mom pay 1,430 euros per month, if what you say is true?
I said she inherited a massive fortune from my grandfather. 1,430 euros per month is nothing to her.
I see. An inheritance, huh?
That inheritance is one day going to be mine, mom's oldest son. Which means that I'm basically the one who's paying for rent. So of course I don't feel guilty about it.
I see. Is that so?
Which means that I don't need a useless, arrogant wife like you anymore. I'm divorcing you, Agata. It doesn't matter if you cry or not. I've made up my mind.
I understand. To be honest, I was a bit skeptical about our current situation as well. If I don't have to pay the rent anymore. I'm glad. That's a huge burden lifted for me.
Yep, that's the spirit. The only thing you can do now is accept our divorce.
I'll be going home for tonight. It looks like there's no reason for me to stay at your parents' house anymore anyways.
If that's the case, then hurry up and pack your stuff because I'm kicking you out of the house.
Understood. But I'm not going to help you even if you come to me crying later on, alright?
I'm the one who's supposed to say that to you, not the other way around. Just hurry up and leave my house.
Hello, Nino. I put the divorce papers with my signature on it in the delivery box.
Yep, I turned them into City Hall.
That was fast.
I was waiting for the day when you would do it, and I would check every day if you had left the papers in the delivery box like you said you would. I was overjoyed when I saw that you had finally put it there.
Is that so?
That reminds me. I heard that you didn't go home to your parents' house. Did you move somewhere?
I'm temporarily living in a monthly mansion near my office.
What, so you haven't started finding an actual place to live yet? I bet you're too poor and have to find a job with housing now, right?
No, I'm not changing jobs. It's just that I'm going to be told which office I'm going to be relocated to next month, so I can't find a place to move into until then.
Huh? What do you mean, relocation?
I told the company I was getting divorced, and they said they wanted me to become the head of one of the 3 new branch offices. I'm waiting for them to tell me which one they're going to place me in.
The head of a branch office? You? You never told me that you were such a big shot at work.
Huh? Didn't I tell you several times already? You see, I was always a candidate to become a manager at my current office, the company headquarters.
What? I don't remember you telling me anything like that.
I see. Apparently a manager at HQ is of the same rank as a head of a branch office, so I'm basically being promoted, they said.
They're promoting you? Why? Can't even put some beer in the refrigerator.
It's not that I couldn't, it's just that I didn't want to and couldn't be bothered to do it, you know.
What? But if you were an executive at the company all this time, then you must earn quite a lot of money, right? And yet you still made Mom pay for our rent? Just how selfish are you, Agata?
Except everything you said about the rent the last time we talked was wrong.
Huh? But I heard you and Mom talking about how you only paid 70 euros per month and how she paid 14.30.
You've got that mixed up. It's your mom that only pays 70 euros a month, not me. You see, I don't even pay 1,430 euros a month. I pay a total of 7,000.
7,000? What? But our apartment doesn't even cost that much. I mean, it's not like a high-rise condo or a mansion or something.
I said I pay 7,000 euros in total.
Huh? What do you mean total? Do you have other houses or something?
No, it's not my houses that I'm paying for. You know already that our rent is 1,500 euros per month, right? But I don't only pay for that. I also pay for the rent of your parents' house, your brother and his wife's house, and your sister and her husband's house. If you include maintenance fees and parking fees, then it costs 7,000 euros in total per month. Oh, and I think I know where you got the idea of 70 euros from. You see, the parking fee from your parents' house is 70 euros per month, and your mother insisted to me that she pay it herself. You probably heard us talking then and got the wrong idea.
What's going on? But why would Mom need to make you pay for her rent? I thought she inherited a fortune from my grandfather.
I don't know where you got this idea of a fortune, because apparently your grandpa used up basically all of his money and almost nothing was left when he died.
Huh? What do you mean he used it up?
It means exactly what you think it means. You see, the amount of money your mother inherited from your grandfather could be compared to the winnings of a casual game of poker between friends. I think it was 50 euros or something. Basically just a small gift.
What? 50 euros?
But I heard that when you and your siblings were getting all excited about the inheritance, your mother told you guys that it's not going to be much, so don't get your hopes up, trying to put an end to your nonsense. Did you not believe her then, or something?
What? That's what she meant when she said that to us? She seriously didn't receive any money?
What did you think she meant exactly? Are you an idiot or something? Never mind, I already know the answer to that question.
But Grandpa was always generous with his money. There's no way he could have used it all up.
Actually, he did, precisely because he was generous with his money. Apparently, he didn't believe there was a point in leaving any behind after he's gone.
Huh? Seriously, Grandpa?
It sounds cool, but in other words, he basically just didn't believe in saving up money. Not only that, but of the money that he did leave behind, most of it is being used for your father's hospitalization fees, right? Your father was forced to use all of the money he had saved up for retirement on his long-term hospitalization. You understand that it's still costing money since your father is still in the hospital, right? Where do you think this money is coming from?
Oh, so grandfather's inheritance is most likely used on its hospitalization fees.
Yep. Apparently your mother is now living on her pension plus a little bit of money from part-time jobs.
She was working? She never told me that. Why did she tell you but not me?
I mean, I don't blame her for telling me instead of her son when her son is like this. When your mother really needed it, I would give her essentials like rice and toilet paper. But while this was happening, your brother and sister who are so careless with money came crying to me saying that they can't pay their rent and that they might go homeless. They knew that I made a decent amount of money, so they pushed aside their shame and came to me for advice, in their own words. I think we both know that they didn't feel any shame when they came crying for money, although I guess I realized that too late. I was an idiot for not turning them away then.
Seriously? Even my brother and sister? But I never knew that you were paying 7,000 euros a month. You never told me.
I never felt the need to tell you. By the way, I don't just earn an income from my job at the company, I also earn money from my side job.
What side job?
Didn't I always tell you that I'm doing work when you told me to stop playing video games on the computer? That was my side job. Even if I had to pay 7,000 euros a month, I earned enough to keep the two of us from going into a life of poverty. I was able to support you, the home worker, who basically just lies around all day and only earns 8,000 euros a year because of it.
What, are you being serious right now? But I don't have any money. If you divorce me, who knows what happened to us as a family? Oh, that's right. I'm going to divorce you now, so I'll probably be able to receive quite a bit of money from you since you're rich, apparently.
Oh, about that. You're cheating on me, aren't you?
Huh? How did you find out about that?
I hired a detective agency because I had my suspicions, but how I found out isn't important. I already settled things with this other woman of yours and made her pay an alimony. She says she's going to divorce you.
No way. Why is she breaking it with me too?
I don't know, ask her. Maybe it's because I told her that you only make 8,000 euros a year. I intended on making you pay an alimony as well, but knowing you, you wouldn't be able to pay much anyways. So I'm going to compromise and agree to not make you pay an alimony in exchange for you not receiving any of my property. I mean, you were probably only going to receive about 26,000 euros in the first place based on my calculations. So it's a fair deal, don't you think?
But...
Well then, goodbye.
What about the money?
Three days after my final conversation with Nino, my mother-in-law cut ties with her 3 children. It seems that my father-in-law was being discharged from the hospital, and the 2 of them had already been discussing entering a facility for the elderly in their hometown using their pension. Apparently, my mother-in-law was furious at the 3 of them when they found out that they were making me pay for their rents as well. So she showed them her bank account to prove to them that she in fact basically didn't inherit any money from their grandfather. Apparently the 3 of them were so shocked when they saw the little that was remaining, but then went quiet and hung their heads in despair. It looks like the 3 of them finally got what they deserved after all that they did, and now live in the utmost poverty, barely above being homeless. The partners of Nino's brother and sister also divorced them, apparently, and now the 3 of them live in a tiny apartment together. They always worry about what they're going to eat for the day, and fight over the little food that they do have, it seems.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.
Emily, you get out here at once. Huh? I want you out of here today, okay? Mom? I don't want you calling me your mom anymore, you moneyless idiot. Wait, what is going on all of a sudden? Can you please give me an explanation as to why I need to be the one to leave this house now? Do you not have any memory of what might have caused this? Well, no, actually I don't. I don't even know what your reason is for calling me moneyless now either. This is the reason why you are poor. Why are you calling me poor this time around? Well, how about you calm down a little bit and stop calling me things like that? Then you and I can talk about what's gone and upset you.
I took a look at the amount of money you have in that account, and after seeing what I saw, I have no reason to be calming down.
You were taking a look at the money in my account?
There was a checkbook on the living room table.
Huh? The living room, wait. Are you kidding me, Diana? You've gone out and made another duplicate key to let yourself into our house without asking us? Could you please stop it with that reckless crap already? I've had enough of it now. You live over an hour away from our place as well, so how much free time do you have on your hands to be doing this all the time?
Who the hell cares about something like that right now? Only $100 in your account?
Excuse me, $100 in my account?
What the hell does this mean? You're supposed to be working for one of the largest companies in America, and all you have in your account is $100? Don't tell me that this is all that remains from your compulsive spending. When Brad brought you over to my house saying that he really wanted to marry you, I heard from you that you're working for that huge conglomerate, and that's why I allowed you to be his wife. But now that the lid's been opened on your life, I can see that all you have left this month is $100. Tell me what the hell this is about right now. You lied to me about how you're not able to make squat in terms of income. You divorce my son right now and then get the hell out of his house.
Well, before we get any further, let me tell you this. I have no idea what checkbook of mine you're talking about, as I don't remember having only $100 left in my bank account. And because of that, your reason for wanting me to divorce Brad and move out of the house is not going to work for me.
Are you telling me that the things I saw with my own eyes just now are all false?
I don't ever remember me leaving out a checkbook in the living room either, so that's another reason for me doubting you. But that's not even the main problem here.
Ah! Who the hell do you think you are? Freaking moneyless witch! Low-life whore! Overspending idiot!
You have no right saying any of those things about me.
I feel so bad for my little boy having been fooled by a witch like you. I'm going to get you both to divorce one way or another.
Brad, did your friend's wedding finish up and everything?
Yep. Right now we're all taking a break right before the after party begins. What's going on?
Your mom has gone ahead and made herself yet another duplicate key for our place.
What?
I'm sure you were really enjoying yourself, so I'm sorry to have to bring this up now.
No worries. I'm actually really happy you're telling me about this right now, so no need to apologize to me. But that last time she broke into our house, we took the key away from her, right?
I know that. I even saw you doing that to her. But once again, she's gone and come into our house without our permission.
Seriously? How many more times is she gonna make duplicate keys to get into our place? Tell me, what did she do this time while she was there? Did she throw out your cooking again like before? Or did she go through the kitchen cabinets and break all the dishes like last month?
She found a checkbook in the living room with only $100 in its account.
Huh?
She said it was sitting on the living room table. Brad, do you know anything about it?
Well, yes, I do. That was probably my checkbook, actually.
Wait, really?
Well, you remember how I was changing banks, right? During that time, I had to transfer pretty much all my money from my old account into a new one. So, in order to not have the old account close on me yet, I left $100 in there so that the bank wouldn't get upset with me. And well, in this day and age, we don't really need checkbooks anymore, right? So I must have just set it down there on the table and forgot about it.
I see. That's why that old account only has $100 left in it.
That's right. And as I was on my way to the wedding this morning, I was looking for a gift bag to put the present I got my friend into, and so I was shuffling through all the drawers trying to find one. And well, while that was going on, I happened to actually find that older checkbook, and that's probably why I ended up putting it on the table and never placed it back into the drawer. I was in a hurry, right? So I just left it there then. Now things are starting to make sense. I was wondering why I would have even pulled that old checkbook out in the first place, and now I remember what happened with it.
See, I kind of get it now. Right now, I'm still on my way home from the business trip I've been on, so I haven't had any way of telling what all happened within the house while your mom was there.
I'm sorry that leaving the checkbook out like that caused so much trouble for you. I'll talk with my mom about this.
Yes, please do.
Hold on a second.
What's up?
With what's happened here, don't you think we can use it to our advantage?
What do you mean by that?
Remember the last time my mom came in by herself with that duplicate key she made? That we talked about how horrible that was for us?
You're talking about that conversation?
Yep. I was actually being serious about all I was saying, so what'd you think?
Good point. If you really are all right with going through with something like that, then by all means, let's do it.
Well, there we go then. I know this is only going to cause a bit more trouble for you, so please forgive me for the time being.
No worries, Brad. I trust that you'll be able to handle this for us.
Thank you. And we're both back at the house. Let's get our brains together and perfect our plan.
All right.
Emily, I'm sure by now you've started to come around to listening to what I say, right? I saw on the living room table a couple of divorce papers, and on them were yours and my son's signatures.
Huh? Diana, once again you've come into our house without our permission.
This is not about that. What this is about is you getting divorced from my son, right? I think me talking to my son about how you only have $100 left to your name in that account really ticked him off.
I see. So you told him about that then? Well, then you must be aware of this. That happened to be your son's checkbook that was on the table.
Stop lying, you moneyless witch. Ugh.
I'm not lying to you right now, though. The fact that you're blaming me over something like that without even checking the name on the checkbook first shows me a lot of warning signs about you.
And Brad was saying the same thing you are now, trying to cover for you overspending all the time on yourself. But seeing now that there is divorce paperwork all filled out on that table from you two, my words to him finally worked their magic. And the reason they finally worked is because I'm right. So you, being the moneyless freak that you are, need to hurry things up and leave my son.
Is that right? Well, this was supposed to be my final warning to you.
Warning?
You don't seem to care at all about your son and only want what's best for yourself since you're not even listening to what he's been trying to tell you.
Huh?
Well, I've had enough, and I am no longer going to try and tell you off. Goodbye.
What the hell are you talking about? Well, whatever. You guys are already getting a divorce now, so I don't give a crap what happens to you after. I'm looking forward to seeing my son come back home to me again after this. I'm going to clean his room up right now for him, so that when he comes back to me, he'll have a lovely room to sleep in.
Emily, I just finished work.
Good work today.
I took a look at those screenshots you sent me of that conversation with my mom. I guess she really isn't listening to either of us, just as we thought she'd do.
Seems that way.
I was really trying to give her one last chance by telling her the truth straight up, but I guess she doesn't even trust my word. She has been that way for decades now, but I guess even time couldn't fix it for her. If anything, it's only made her worse, to the point that even I can't handle it anymore.
Brad, are you going to be okay? I understand what's going to happen here, but she is your mom, right? Are you really sure that you're okay with what we're about to do?
Yep. And you really don't have to worry about me because I'm all for this. Actually, this has a boatload of benefits to it, and I'm gonna feel amazing having her out of my mind once and for all. I think I can finally understand what my dad must have gone through with her that made him run away like that. She is really not good for anyone to be around, that monster. The kind of monster that thinks only about herself no matter the outcome.
Yeah.
Emily, thank you for checking up on me there. But I'm totally set with what we plan to do, so don't worry.
All right. Okay then.
Now, I'll see you at the new place.
Yes. I'm leaving the house right now.
Emily, what the hell is going on here? You were supposed to be leaving my son once and for all with that divorce, but my son has still not come home to me. So I went over to that house to see what was going on, but my frickin' key isn't working anymore. And on top of that, your neighbor is telling me that nobody's been living in your house for a while now. Where the hell have you and Brad run off to? I want my Brad back right now!
Mom, you stop texting Emily about everything right now.
Brad? Where are you right now? You have left that witch already, so hurry up and come home to me. I want the two of us to start living happily together again, just like we had been doing years ago.
Happily, huh? Mom, was there ever a time you and I lived happily together?
What are you trying to say? You and I were able to live together for a very long time, right? Even when your dad ran away, you stayed right by my side the whole way.
And if it wasn't for me doing that, Dad would have never been able to set himself free.
Huh?
I know about who I am to you. You forced Dad to impregnate you so that he'd have to marry you, and the baby that you forced happens to be me, right?
Huh? Wait, that's,
And because of that, Dad, who has been so scared of you the whole time we lived together, was never able to flee. But Dad had a plan, and that was to one day use me as bait to get himself time to leave the house without you ever being around to stop him. And that's why in the end, he was able to get away, and I was left with you, with nowhere to run myself.
what did you say?
I'm far older now, and all of that is nothing I need to worry about anymore.
You don't need to worry about it?
I have a wonderful woman by my side now, my wife, and she happens to be someone that I never want to lose, no matter what.
What? What are you talking about right now? You already divorced her, and the only woman you need to worry about now is me.
We didn't get a divorce.
Huh?
The divorce papers that you saw on our living room table were all fake.
Fake?
You were the one that came into our house without permission and started to go off on Emily, saying that the checkbook with $100 was hers and that she needed to leave me for good. So we wanted to see how you'd treat Emily if we placed fake divorce papers down for you to walk in on. We also wanted to see how you react to me trying to tell you the truth about the checkbook, but you never bothered listening to me. And well, we found out in the end how you'd react. Things turned out the way we didn't want them to with you, to the point that all we could do was laugh.
Brad?
I'm done being your son.
What?
I like to think of us moving to a new house without ever telling you as a first step, and me not being your family anymore, please.
What the hell are you saying to me? Wait, don't tell me that witch is so upset about me finding out about the $100 she had left that she's forcing you to say all this to me and run away. Don't worry. I'll get you a lawyer and everything, and we can sue her butt.
I told you before that the $100 checkbook was mine, right? And you should be aware that it was my name printed on the front of that checkbook, right? Well, you totally ignored my name on it and blamed Emily as though she used all of her money up on herself and then asked for her to leave me.
But for someone working for that large of a company to use up all her earnings to have only $100 left.
I'll tell you one last time. That checkbook with only $100 in it is mine. And I explained to you before what that checkbook was and why it only had $100 in it, right? The fact that you're acting as though I never told you any of this. Do you have any idea how I'm feeling about that?
Brad?
No. There's no point in trying to talk with you anymore. So we're done here.
Huh?
This is me cutting ties with you.
Wait!
Stay the hell away from us forever.
Right after Brad said goodbye to his mom, we both went ahead and changed our phone numbers. But of course, that wasn't going to be enough for us, and so we went and spoke to the rest of the family and told them that we wanted nothing to do with her anymore, which they all agreed with. And after we felt secure that she wouldn't ever be able to find us, Brad started trying to get in touch with his dad again, who apparently moved to England. There he happened to open a store of his own, which he's running. And when Brad got in touch with him again, his dad asked him to come out there and help with the business. As for myself, I asked my company if I could start working remote from England, and they agreed to my wish, as long as I came back once a year for a planned meeting. A little while after we had moved out of the country, Diana heard from somewhere that her son and his wife had moved overseas. At that point, when she thought she'd never be able to give up, she stopped. I guess the knowledge that she could literally not get to us now without a plane ticket really got into her thick head. She's gone and settled down now and has moved into a retirement home where she's going to live the rest of her life now, since she has nobody left to come and take care of her. Neither Brad nor myself ever saw something like moving to England as ever being a part of our lives, but I think that it's really been the best choice we've made as a couple. I no longer have the fear of ever having to see his mom again, and he finally has been able to reconnect and work with his dad that ran away from him so many years ago. In hindsight, having Diana act as a complete lunatic around us was a blessing. And I hope that she ends up in as good of a place as we're in someday. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.